Dear friends, this is Dr. Pradeep Arora from Nagpur, and I am here to discuss with you about the notification which is given by Maharashtra government for the Mumbai doctors that and private doctors that they must attend duties in COVID hospital for at least 15 days, or else they lose their license, their registration with MCI. Now, this registration with the MCI is something very precious for medical professional. It gives him the identity, it gives him the authority to perform the profession. If it is lost, society also loses one doctor. It cannot be trivialized. It's of great importance. One puts labor for years on end to acquire it. So whether this kind of warring that medical registration, the registration MCI can be withdrawn on this for non-reporting on such duty, whether it is valid or not, we will look into that and do the legal analysis. So this news was splashed all across the newspaper. No newspaper wanted to miss the opportunity and printed it in big captions. After all, corona warriors were projected to be potential delinquents, and it had TRP quotient also. Channels also debated at length about this and deliberated at length about this particular notification. And it definitely put the profession in bad light. Already, the doctor-patient trust deficit is a concern in this era of violence against the doctors. So let's look at the notification. Now, lot many laws are mentioned. The MCA Regulation Act, the Epidemic Act, the Disaster Management Act, Mumbai Nursing Home Registration Act, Maharashtra Essential Services Maintenance Act, even Bombay Public Trust Act, which I don't know what it is doing here. And then, very importantly, but it comes lower down in the draft, COVID-19 Regulation 2020, which are of great importance. In fact, that is one regulation from which the authority is drawn to make such notification. But what is important, there are two things important, that one doesn't understand what Maharashtra Nursing Home Registration Act is doing here, what is Maharashtra asthma relevance here, and totally absurd is Bombay Public Trust Act. More than that, the Maharashtra Medical Council Act is simply not mentioned. Well, that is the main act under which the registration would be cancelled. One doesn't understand why there is no mention of that. Then which MCI regulation violation has led to this kind of order, or it is envisaged that this particular regulation would be violated if one is not reporting for COVID duties, which merits cancellation of registration? That is also not clear. And common man is also thinking that there is some serious breach of MCI ethics regulations, etc., etc. So let us look at the MCI regulations. Is there any regulation which deals with the subject of epidemic? Indeed, there is one. Chapter 5 deals with the duty of the doctors in public health or in such situations. In Regulation 5.2, in the last sentence, it clearly mentions that if epidemic occurs, then the physician should not abandon his duties for the fear of contracting the disease himself. Please notice here that the word should is mentioned, which is optional, which gives an option, which is directory in nature, which is flexible and is a permissive in character. So it has been kept deliberately here. There may be a point of time when there may not be any sense in continuing treatment of a patient, or because the patient is not salvageable, and continuation of treatment may put the doctor himself in great hazard. He also has got fundamental right. He can also exercise his choice. So if patient is not salvageable, then it is left to his good senses, his moral values, his conscientiousness, what decision he takes. That's why this latitude has been deliberately kept here by the lawmaker. Now the word abandon. The word abandon would mean that somebody is giving up his duties and obligations. Those duties and obligations, if only should be in present, then only you can abandon it. You cannot abandon anything which will come in the future. The COVID duties are yet to be joined. We are just talking about it. So something in future cannot be abandoned in advance. So if we actually read the MCA regulations, the chapter 6, which deals with the unethical conduct, chapter 7, which deals with the professional misconduct, and chapter 8.1, in fact regulation 8.1, which deals with the infamous conduct. In none of these provisions you can construe or you can give such interpretation which would mean that a person not reporting for this kind of duties can be punished by cancellation of registration. And suppose, let us suppose for a moment, for sake of argument, that is professional misconduct. But then, in whose jurisdiction is this? Who will decide it? Who will adjudicate it? Supreme Court very clearly said in this particular public interest litigation filed by People for Better Treatment, the president of which is Dr. Kunal Saha versus Indian Medical Association, while deciding about the doctor strike, that if it's a matter of professional misconduct, it will be decided only by Medical Council of India and State Medical Council. Even Supreme Court doesn't have original jurisdiction. It might have appellate jurisdiction, but not the original jurisdiction. And in case of lawyers, it would be Bar Council of India or State Bar Council. And if we look in the MCA regulation again, in chapter 8.2, clearly mentions that it is the appropriate medical council which will take up this matter, hold an inquiry, and do the hearing of the opposite party, listen to the opposite party point of view only, and then fix the charge of professional misconduct and then publicize it. And here in this case, it is being publicized right from the beginning. Very easy. Give the dog a bad name and hang him, and act judge, jury, and executionist yourself, or all roles are being played by you. This is not acceptable. And look at Maharashtra Medical Council Act. In section 22, there are ample provision, and the whole detail of the inquiry has been embedded in this section. And state government doesn't have any role to play as far as inquiry part is concerned, but it has got sweeping power. If you look at section 30, it can make procedural changes with respect to every section, even section 22, which deals with the cancellation of registration. Look at section 31. It plays big brother role to the council. It can sack president, vice president if it is not happy with their efficiency or competence, or say there is any presumption of assumption of delinquency is raised against them. So it has got sweeping power, but not the power to cancel the registration. Now let us now walk over to domain of Epidemic Act. In Epidemic Act, it is clearly mentioned that the state government will make the regulations that are to be followed, and Maharashtra government has made the rules which are known as COVID-19 regulations 2020, and in regulation 10 is again mentioned, which is very pertinent to the present issue, that if required, collector or municipal commissioner can requisition the services of a private doctor, a private person, and private person would definitely include a private doctor also. Also important, and very important, in fact the most important thing that I am going to say, that it mentions that the authority that will approve such order or make this requisition is collector or municipal commissioner. So not any empowering authority can do it. Only this designated authority, collector and municipal commissioner, can do it. And the notification which has been made in the instant case has been made neither by collector nor by municipal commissioner, and it is jurisdictional error, a grave jurisdictional error, and this can make the whole notification null and void if it is pointed out in the court. And then the requisition is paid. And if there is some infringement on that count by a doctor, the punishment is in the section 188 Indian Penal Code. The proceeding shall happen, and if he is convicted, which is going to be very difficult because the fundamental rights of a doctor are also involved here. So whether he can be coerced like this to do a duty or not, it's a moot question, but conviction is very difficult. But it is not that doctors are not responding to this requisition. They want to respond, but not this kind of warning. In Disaster Management Act, there is provision of requisition again with regard to a person, and which would cover this situation also. But there is one rider, a very important one, that it is for the purpose of prompt response. That is, it is meant for emergency. It is a emergency expedient, nothing more than that. When services are required for 15 days, it shall not cover the present situation. Now, in Maharashtra Nursing Home Registration Act, as I pointed out, it is not relevant because it covers the infrastructural requirement, personal requirement with respect to nursing home before giving a registration or withdrawing the same if there is lack of it. And in case of Maharashtra Essential Service Maintenance Act, it belongs to domain of Industrial Dispute Act, wherein certain services are declared essential by the government, and then strike, layoff, or lockup is illegal in such services and can be punished under Section 7, 8, 9 respectively. This is also not applicable to this situation. Now, in the end, I will say just 4 things. One, that as far as cancellation of working license or registration is concerned for doctors, it comes under the powers of only State Medical Council or Medical Council of India, and no state executive in his own sole authority can interfere with it. 2, Regulation 5.1 very clearly makes it abundantly clear that it is an optional clause, and no optional clause would fathom this kind of harsh punishment of cancellation of registration altogether. And thirdly, the state government can make a requisition of service from the doctors. Who is denying that? And doctors are all willing to volunteer for it. And there is no hesitation on the part of doctors. But the problem is with this kind of warning, which is demeaning, this is denigrating, insulting to the profession. This was not required. And this was, I must say, a clear overreach of executive authority. Lastly, doctors are also human beings and citizens, and they have their fundamental rights, which cannot be violated, which cannot be put in jeopardy. The larger good of the society can be very well reconciled, harmonized with the fundamental rights of doctors. There are many ways. And doctors are very compassionate human beings, and they have passion for serving their community, and that's why they are in that profession. It's our duty, collective duty, that we must uphold the dignity and honor of this profession. I will take leave now. Bye. Thank you very much.